Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard a number of interesting, different perspectives on urban development and recovery, coming from mayors and urban stakeholders from all over the world. And at UNIDO, we are deeply grateful for the insights shared. We hope you, our audience, have also enjoyed the proceedings throughout the day. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Wu Zhong, Vice Chairman and Director General of the Finance Center for South-South Cooperation, for remarks on the proceedings of today's discussion.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Finance Center for South-South Cooperation, I would like to extend my special thanks to all the distinguished guests, mayors, business sector experts, and other delegates who have participated in the Bridge for Cities 2021 event. Today, we listen to the range of intensive and productive discussions on how to drive innovation to build urban resilience and recovery from COVID-19. We have an in-depth exchange of perspective on key issues, including inclusive recovery and technological innovation, green recovery and climate action, and partnership for economic recovery. As we just witnessed in the business roundtable, this year the role of public-private partnership in the economic recovery of cities has been emphasized. The Sustainable Development Goals, and in particular SDG 17, place premier on the key role of strong global partnership and cooperation. But we should also bear in mind that partnerships are equally important for achieving sustainable and inclusive cities. When pursuing urban development and economic recovery, local governments has been paying delayed attention to urban public service, equity, and social protection. Government also formulating green economic recovery policies and plans. At the same time, the business sector is showing strong leadership during this crisis by the financing and implementing recovery projects. This once again highlights that public-private partnership is essential for sustainable urbanization, particularly in developing countries. Bridge for Cities is an excellent platform for not only facilitating such partnership, but also for sharing the knowledge on best practice and innovative solutions. Today, we were happy to see the launch of Bridge for Cities Knowledge Platform. Such a platform provides a digital way to facilitate the further exchange of knowledge, resources, and technologies on sustainable urban development globally. It will also be much easier to share good practice on urban development between cities. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the event of Bridge for Cities has been successfully co-organized by UNIDO and Finance Center for South-South Cooperation for 6th edition since 2016. With our joint efforts, Bridge for Cities has transformed itself from a simple idea to a famous brand and an international platform of urban development. The event has three main features, which I would like to highlight. First of all, the event has a wide range of representatives involved in the urban development process, such as international organizations, governments, mayors, entrepreneurs, NGOs, and scholars. Secondly, it addressed the most pressing concern and challenge issue of urban development. The event addressed this challenge through solution-oriented approaches and trends, including green and inclusive recovery from COVID-19, fourth industrial revolution, circular economic and climate action. Third, the event includes a wide range of activities to facilitate concrete discussions and partnership, including mayors' roundtables, business roundtables, exhibitions, road shows, city-to-city matchmaking meetings, city business exchange tours, and case study. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the team of UNIDO for their great efforts to prepare the event. In particular, they have done lots of logistics of the events. They have worked so hard and done an amazing job to make the conference happen each year. I would like to conclude by once again thanking all of you for the wonderful discussion today. We look forward to meeting you for the annual Bridge for Cities event next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wu, for your remarks. I would now kindly invite Mr. Xiong Zhu, Managing Director of UNIDO's Department of Program, Partnerships and Field Coordination, to summarize the event sessions and to bring Bridge for Cities 2021 to a close. A big thanks from my side to all of you for joining us this year. Xiong, over to you.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank all of you for joining Bridge for Cities 2021. Today's discussions have highlighted how cities are leading sustainable economic recovery efforts and that they have indeed acted as frontline responders to the disruption brought about by the pandemic, including by deploying a number of remarkable innovative solutions. During the opening ceremony, our distinguished dignitaries shared their vision how cities should continue to lead sustainable economic recovery efforts from COVID-19 crisis in the future. Growing social and technological innovations, which are not only supporting recovery from the pandemic, but also acting as an accelerator for the achievement of the SDGs, will be essential here. His Excellency UN Secretary General Mr. Guterres made it clear that the United Nations system will remain firmly committed to supporting the city's recovery efforts based on the principles of inclusiveness and multi-stakeholder partnership. UNIDO's Director General, Mr. Li Yong, emphasized the need for global alliance to create common understanding and platforms to exchange experiences between countries and municipalities alike. A sustainable and inclusive recovery from the pandemic will require much stronger partnerships for innovative actions than in the past to build resilience to future shocks, a point echoed by all participating dignitaries. During our first Mayor's Roundtable, we were joined by 7 cities from different continents, as diverse as Damietta, Dhaka, Shenzhen, Tehran, Kerala, Turku, and Vientiane. Our speakers presented concrete projects implemented in their cities to support economic recovery. Projects that at the same time protect the environment and enhance climate resiliency. This topic is of course particularly important as we look forward to COP26, where cities will again have a central role in contemplating actions to deliver on the Paris Agreement. Similarly, our second Mayor's Roundtable gathered a geographically balanced panel of city leaders from all regions including Kuala Lumpur, Dublin, Freetown, Phnom Penh, Ume, Vienna, and Zambogna. The discussions brought to the table innovations and technological solutions that have helped to boost the inclusive growth, especially during the time of the pandemic. Our speakers presented very interesting insights on how their cities thereby also promoted gender inclusion, job creation, and social resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of UNIDO and its partners, I would like to extend my gratitude to all participating mayors, city representatives, and other speakers for their inspiring interventions, which will certainly result in concrete joint actions and will advance city-to-city partnerships. UNIDO will compile a summary of the discussions, capturing concrete initiatives of our partnering cities and feature them on the Bridge for Cities Knowledge platform launched today. We hope with time this will become a useful repository of knowledge for cities and open stakeholders from all over the world. Lastly, during the recently concluded Business Roundtable, which embedded the perspectives of the business sector, we saw repeated highlighting of the importance of public-private partnerships. It is evident that cities and public administrations alone cannot shoulder the financial burden of inclusive economic recovery and a green transition. It is equally clear that the business sector has a strong interest in enabling, financing, and implementing innovative and green solutions in partnership with cities. Our Business Roundtable confirms that nowadays such partnerships are more important than ever, and that we benefited from the sharing of concrete experiences by the cities of Glasgow, Lilongwe, and Milan in this regard. As we all know, the city of Glasgow will be hosting the COP26 very soon, and it was a special pleasure to hear from Ms. Susan Atkin, leader of Glasgow City Council, how her city is taking action to counter climate change by waiving public-private partnerships. In conclusion, please allow me to thank all audience for their contributions in the form of concrete recommendations and suggestions, in many cases stemming from the on-ground experience in city management and planning. Your collective knowledge and experiences are an invaluable asset and have added great value to our discussions and constitute one of the reasons for the success of today's event. Finally, I hope that circumstances will allow us to welcome you all physically again in Vienna next year, our beautiful host city and long-term partner. With this, it is my honor and pleasure to now conclude the proceedings of the 6th Annual Bridge for Cities event. Thank you and goodbye.